Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is everything. Oh my God, why am I like this? Hold on. Hold on. Everything about you is irresistible. Okay. um, how do I change the title? Because I misspelled everything. I can't change it. Anyways, welcome to my channel, guys. I'm about to do a general reading for all of y'all. If if you could find it in yourself to listen to me, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna get started. Right. Gosh. And I was just kind of thinking, as I was cleaning myself up after the gym, I was watching a little bit more of that live stream that I had mentioned yesterday, the live stream from 2017. And oh my God. Just my God. Being able to witness the unfolding of my own divinity. Like, wow. Like, wow. Wow. just wow. I think even more so now, I'm realizing the very thing that I just was so vehemently against and did so begrudgingly. Oh my gosh, it's quite possibly the most profound gift I'll ever receive, outside of my children, of course. I think it's quite possibly the most profound gift to have a large bulk of my progression through my own spiritual journey, being able to witness it years later, because I don't think I was ready to see it then. I don't think I was ready to see it for quite a few years. And, I think it's really important that we recognize I've been actively working so hard, so focused, and so dedicated to healing the most painful wounds since 2016, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. It's almost 2024. 8 years. 8 years. 8 years I have allowed myself to go through this process with no rushing, no forcing, no coercing, unwilling participants to join me in my journey of self love, self rediscovery. It's just wow. Going on 8 years. How many times have you given yourself an unfair, unrealistic time frame to work through such a depth of pain that has accumulated, that has been acquired over the entire duration of your life, right? Like the entire duration of your life, you've been gathering these parts that hurt so much. You've been allowing yourself to be injured over and over. Sometimes as a show of compassion to others, Other times, just because you wanted to punish yourself. And quite possibly the entire time, you seeing yourself as something just so like ugly, so ugly. Yet, even as you're thinking this and seeing yourself that way, there are those who have the capacity to see you, really, truly, genuinely see you. And as they see you, and as you allow yourself to let more of you be seen, they're finding you more and more irresistible, more and more beautiful. And I think for some, it's getting to a point because I think for quite a few of us, we've been on the same journey of like learning how to fall more deeply in love with ourselves, learning how to not just accept all of these different things that have happened to us over the course of our life, especially in the most difficult moments, but also learning to embrace the actual beauty of you and your life. Like, wow. Mm. Let's get started. Everything about you is irresistible. Everything about you is irresistible to someone. I don't know who, but to someone. They're witnessing you become more and more of who you are, how you are, your most authentic self. They're witnessing you live your truth, and they're just, to say they're smitten. They are smitten with you. I don't think that's accurate. Whoever this is, whatever this is, oh, I think they're full blown in love with you. I think they're experiencing such a depth of love towards you. And that's because they're witnessing you fully in your process. I think for many of us, we're experiencing elevations in the frequency of feeling vulnerable, right? More and more, quite a few of us have been feeling these episodes, these moments of just tremendous vulnerability. And in that vulnerability, my gosh, they find that so beautiful. And there you are hiding the best parts of you. Ooh, just hiding the best parts of you. That needs to end. This thing that you do where you hide the parts of you that you think no one else would like, no one else will accept, that needs to stop. That needs to be allowed to come to an end. You're entering into a space where all of these different things that have really confined you into a space of feeling small, living small, existing in a way that's just not in alignment with the reality of you and what you are capable of, that has to end. That needs to be allowed to just die away, right? And well, this process is going to make you feel very insecure. It's going to make you feel very, very unsure of yourself, your decisions, the path that you're taking. The path that you're taking is dare I say it? I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because what I've been seeing over the past several um weeks and months is that there have been some who I have shared information with about their own journey, quite a few actually. And it's almost as though they've taken upon themselves to sabotage that. And I don't want this to be sabotaged. I've seen so many examples of people making examples of themselves. Just because I see something does not mean it will 100% happen, especially when you have a penchant for self sabotage, doing the very things that will prevent what your soul is showing me from coming to fruition. So I guess that's another degree of learning how to stay in my lane, right? So that sense of insecurity, that space of vulnerability, allow it to bring you to a space where you're now willing to cleanse the fear away from you. Allow it to bring you to a place within your journey, within yourself, where you can just really let the waters from your tears wash all of that away. Allow your tears to cleanse your eyes and hopefully provide you with greater clarity on what you are witnessing unfolding within your life. Mm, 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 mm. So, whoever this is that's finding you and your energy very irresistible, this is someone you need to be in union with, not necessarily a romantic union, but someone that you need to work with, someone that you need to have contact with. This is something that you might be uncomfortable admitting to yourself. There are certain people who you need to be in contact with because they hold the pieces of your puzzle that will help you to better understand what it is you're building for yourself, what it is you're designed to build for others, for those in the world. And they're going to help you to remember some of the greatness that naturally lives inside you. I think you've forgotten a large amount of the profound nature that you are. I think you've forgotten so many details about yourself. And whoever this is for you that's finding you so irresistible, finding it damn near impossible to stay away, um, I think they're able to see it. I think this is someone that is very much able to see just how beautiful you actually are. Oof. Mm, mm. Can you see how beautiful you are? Do you see it? Or is this a thing of you um kind of just trying to remind yourself that you're beautiful? And every time you try and remind yourself that you're beautiful, um you kind of just cringe at the process. You kind of just feel like, oh, I got to tell myself this because someone on social media told me this is how I'm supposed to love myself. This is the way to love myself. But in reality, you don't believe any of it. You don't see it. You don't believe it. I think whoever this is, they see it. They see it. They believe it. They wholeheartedly accept it. They find you so just so ridiculously beautiful. So ridiculously beautiful. And I think part of what makes you irresistible to whoever this is, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that you don't see it. You don't see it, and it causes them to feel even more towards you. It causes them to feel how authentic you are, that you're not playing a role, you're not playing a part. It's not just some aesthetic, like your beauty is shining through. It's shining through so profoundly. It's something inside you. Okay, hold on. Michael says I have to share this. I'm going to mute myself for a second while I find where it is. All right, I found it. All right. So, so, all right. Gosh, this is nerve wracking. Actually, sorry. So here goes. You can't hear it? Hold on. Can you hear it now? Hear it? 52:15. Hold on. It's probably because it's playing from social media. Let me see. All right, let's see if this will work.
You will find that is all you will create.
Can you hear it now?
That is all you will have. If cherished loves and just keep living my truth. I mean, you guys, there's so many fucking things to be thankful for, to find beautiful. If you're going to focus on growing a list of reasons to be pissed off, feel like you're being messed with, feel like you aren't being provided for, that is all you will find. That is all you will create. That is all you will have. If you focus on finding the beauty in any given situation, that's all you find. That is what will populate your day. It is what will populate your life. It is what you will have just oozing right out of you. And, you know, honestly, I think the reason why, if people make these like intentionally hurtful comments, because I've seen a couple make comments about the aesthetics of my face. Truth be told, I don't really find myself that attractive. You know, I'm not like, ooh, look at me. I'm a human being in a female body. And my beauty is not based on this. It's not based on any of this. It's based on what's in here. And I know for a fact in here is something so beautifully profound. There's no words. There's no words. I mean, I can't think of any words to really, well, you know, I can't think of any words because I'm so directly connected to divinity. There's no middleman. I'm so directly connected to divinity, and divinity it's an unnameable, indescribable thing. You can't. And the moment you begin to try and place labels and describe it and categorize it, it ceases to become that which is the totality of it, the divinity. And that's just, it's inside me. So if you don't think I'm pretty enough, unfortunately, you're focusing on the wrong thing. You weren't meant to focus on this. You're meant to focus on this. And this has been overflowing through my throat, out my mouth as words. My words are the song of my heart. I spilled my drink all over myself. And by all over myself, I mean all over my hand, because I'm a ninja and I was like, nope. No carrot stains on my pants. Nope. Thank you, Gerard. Gerard says, you can't think of any words, but your energy is talking volumes in chapters and books and libraries. Thank you.
See what I'm saying? The live stream continues quite a bit more, and it really gets into a very deep conversation. But do you see what I'm saying? Even though I couldn't find the words, even though I couldn't quite quantify on an emotional level something that I can easily regurgitate on an intellectual level, there were already those who could see the gravity They could see the profoundness, the beauty of the person that I am, and not see it like, "Oh, hey, I want some of that." No, 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 no. It's like this, wow, look at your divinity. Look at your divinity on display. And I think whoever is finding you so irresistible during this period is someone who has the capacity to see the divinity inside you being displayed, being broadcast outside of you, being shown to the world, parts of you that you thought you were so good at hiding. You really thought you were that good, but I don't know that you are. I don't know that you're that good at hiding the truth of your gravity. Your profoundness is showing. Your beauty is being witnessed. And there are those who have the capacity to see, understand, and accept what they're witnessing from you without you realizing that you're broadcasting this. They're seeing it and they're falling deeply, deeply, deeply in love. So deeply in love. By spring, there's going to be stuff that's happening. Um, and it's almost like the reconnection that's needing to take place is absolutely going to take place. It's a reconnection between you and someone else. I don't know if it's someone that you've known in this life previously, um, like someone from your past, maybe, or if maybe it is someone you haven't met yet in this life, but you have such a depth of past life connection from previous lives. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. This is something that's going to be very, very important for your journey. And the reason it's very, very important for your journey is because of the fact that who sorry. Whoever this is for you, they have components, very significant components that you're going to need to know about yourself. These details about you, your journey, your purpose, they have that information. And as they witness you, allowing yourself to blossom, they're going to begin to remember. They're going to begin to feel. They're going to begin to be able to very efficiently and accurately give you back information about yourself. And this is not something that I don't think they're aware that this is their purpose. I don't think that they are aware that this is the reason why they're so drawn to you, why you and your energy is just so, so, so irresistible. So irresistible. I think a lot of what needs to happen is you need to allow yourself to unfold even more, allow more of your truth to be witnessed. Um, Nothing preconceived, nothing scripted, nothing that you need to create intentionally. Just an allowing a flow that's taking place and allowing that flow to be just what it is, an opportunity to witness you in your full splendor, your full beauty. There's nothing you need to change. There's no alchemical change that needs to occur. There's, again, nothing that you need to intentionally try to create or recreate. This is all about you allowing the flow. I think if you force things, there's been quite a few instances of me witnessing people um, kind of like trying to force things, trying to rush things, force things, demand things. Not of me, because fuck that. I'm serious. Fuck that. You're not going to force or demand shit from me. It's from themselves, from people, that they're trying to connect with, from work situations, from all sorts of different things. I'm seeing quite a bit of this. And typically this is coming from a space of insecurity. They're very insecure, they're uncertain of what they deserve, and in that uncertainty, it's almost like they think they could just um push something forward. You can't bluff and make it happen. It is not. No, not with spiritual processes. You definitely cannot bluff and make it happen. I came across this video of this one girl. She's a content creator on TikTok. She's blonde. She's freaking hilarious, right? Her sense of humor is just like, her sarcasm is so dry. But you could tell as she's being sarcastic, and she's hilarious. And this was like a couple months back. It was when well, I don't know her name, Tyla? I don't remember her name. She's some artist, and her song Water came out. And so they started the water challenge where people were trying to redo, I think it's like a South African dance. And this girl, like, the song is playing in the background, and she's like, "Oh, I really thought that I could just body my way through that." But she couldn't. She's like, she's just gonna leave that video in the drafts. She's never gonna let that be published, because it was just, she was that embarrassed by it. And you'll see that a lot of people will try and body their way through whatever process they're in. Boo, you can't do that to soul. Soul is not going to agree to that. That's a surefire way to hurt your feelings. Absolutely. That's a surefire way to get you in a space of feeling like some really fucked up shit. Uh-huh. Yep. I've done that to myself quite a few times in the past. This is something that has to be allowed to unfold. Whatever this connectivity is, everything about you is just irresistible until you start bodying your way through, until you start trying to force shit on people, force a circumstance. Nuh-uh. No. If you want this to come to fruition, if this is like some type of opportunity for work or whatever it is, and you really, really want it to come to fruition, you got to just let it go. You got to let it flow. You got to let things unfold in the way they're needing to unfold. Um, Damn, Michael. I don't want to say that, because that's like really hurtful. That's like jarringly hurtful. All right. So Michael says your soul does not give a shit what you think you deserve. That's mean. Um, it's true, yes. It is true, but that's still mean. Um, he's saying that it's time to really just allow things to unfold, because soul is trying to make things happen. Soul is bringing the people that are healthy for you around you. But if you're going to keep doing this thing of trying to, like, well, you said that they think everything about me is irresistible, so they need to just be okay with this. No, the fuck they don't. They don't need to. That ties back into what I was saying earlier, where it's like, Sometimes when you know things in advance, for some of us, we have just this really bad fucking habit, this bad habit of sabotaging it, this bad habit of doing the very thing that will derail the entire thing that soul is trying to create for you. And once you do that, you do it. That's on you now. That's on you now. You did that. You did that. It's on you. You did that. You prevented. You brought out some ugliness from yourself, waved it around, and was like, you have to love this because everything about me is irresistible. No. Demanding, forcing, that's not irresistible. It's not. When you are in your flow, when you are in your process, when you're not, your actions are not being run or dictated by your insecurities, absolutely, you are absolutely irresistible, right? Ooh, this right here. Thank you for this comment. They are not okay with it. It never dawned on me that others even felt that way because they never voiced it outright. But I never forgot the signs over the years. I thought we all can shine. But here's the thing, right? And I'm hoping what I say next will help you continue furthering your thought process, Amun Ra. Um, I thought we all can shine, yet here you are with a floodlight, shining it in everyone's eyes, telling them, God damn it, shine brighter. Shine brighter because you need to be as bright as me. Shine brighter right now. And they're being blinded, made to feel very uncomfortable because of the demands that are being placed on them, right? That's not irresistible. That's not even tolerable. It's just not. It's not, right? So these are patterns, patterns that we are experiencing, patterns of behavior that stem from the fact um, that there is a part of us that doesn't understand when we enter into a space of fear, a space of lacking, poverty mindset. And that poverty can be more than just a financial poverty. It can be emotional poverty. It can be connectivity poverty. It could be all sorts of different forms of poverty, right? When we enter into that, like, yeah, no, that's full on sabotage at that point. So, like Amin Ra said, never forget the signs over the years of when you begin to enter into that mindset and you begin to experience the same reactions to those behaviors. I don't think it's a healthy mindset to be like, well, you're the common denominator. So clearly the problem is you. No, I don't think that's healthy. I think a healthier way to approach this is, what was I doing that began this cycle of people reacting to me in this way? What was I doing? Was it my energy? Was it my words? Was I being too forceful? Was I retreating into myself and it caused other people to retreat into themselves? Like, what is it? What is it? So that you can begin to make sense of, all right, when I see people do this, that means I need to chill the F out. I had to learn this on my own, where I have this very distinct intensity about myself. I can be very, very intense in conversations with the Asperger's. I oftentimes do not know or recognize when the intensity is making other people feel uncomfortable. Um, and it becomes a thing where when we are in person, this is why I don't like to talk on the phone. I just I don't. It makes me extremely uncomfortable because I can't gauge what your reaction is. I don't see your face, so I can't gauge it. But when I would see certain types of reactions to the things that I'm saying, for example, um, I taught myself how to maintain a sustained eye contact with someone as I'm speaking to them. And I noticed because, neurotypical people and other neurodivergents who don't have um, autistic traits, uh, they will maintain eye contact as they're talking so long as they're interested. As you are talking, they will remain with that eye contact. They will sustain that. And I learned that when people start to look away, when people start to breathe a certain way, they're being overwhelmed by my intensity and I need to back it down. I need to ease up. I need to change the subject. I need to give them and me a way to kind of back out of this, reassess, stim if I need to, if I'm overwhelmed, and then re-engage when it's appropriate. So everything about you is irresistible except for the fact that this self-sabotage stuff that we often do, that's not irresistible. And I think this is coming out in the reading because of the fact that soul is trying to prepare something for you. The last thing you want is for soul to get frustrated. And yes, soul does get frustrated at times. When you continue to sabotage every single attempt to bring you happiness, hell yeah, your soul is going to get irritated, frustrated with you. And once that happens, and it takes a lot for it to get there, but once that happens, your soul is going to begin really having a field day with very intensely painful lessons. If you got to learn it that way, then you got to learn it that way. Not all lessons that are painful can be avoided. Sometimes you just, if that's what you choose, if you keep behaving that way, then you're going to learn that way. And that's that, unfortunately, that's that. So I think this is a good time for you to begin really considering like what parts of this apply to you, right? What parts of this apply to you? I think when people, whoever this is, sees you in your most authentic state where you're just being you, and again, the insecurities are not taking a hold of you, um, everything about you is just so irresistible. What's wrong, Naeem? I feel like I just can't let the things that broke me go. Mm, 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 mm. Is it that you can't let the things that broke you go? Or is it that holding on to those things that made you feel and become aware of the process of being broken down in order to be broken open? You refuse to let those things go because of the fact that that's your only connection that's left to the part of you that was broken open, and you don't want to let that go. You don't want to let that part of your identity go, because to do that is to leave you wide open to become the person you actually are destined to be, right? Um mm, it's a fascinating thing the way the human mind works, right? When you allow yourself to just begin really um, observing all the things that you need to observe, um, it's like, wow, what is this really? What's happening right now? Who am I becoming? What is going on? Right? You won't know what's going on until you go through it. You won't know what's going on until you go through it. There will be a lack of creativity that happens, right? You won't be able to create new situations. You'll feel very stuck, very stagnant in that space of um, wanting to hold on to the very things that soul is trying to purge from you. And oftentimes it's not a person. Oftentimes it's either an aspect of yourself or it is a circumstance, a way of being that you're not wanting to let go of. It creates a sense of safety and connection to what is most familiar to you. And for many of us, the most familiar thing is a toxic circumstance, a toxic situation, unfortunately, right? Unfortunately. Communication is key. So your soul is telling you about a whole bunch of different things right now. If you're just tuning in, make sure you go all the way back to the beginning of this live stream, because there's so much information, that soul is trying to make you aware of so that you can get through this cycle, this period, as intact as possible, right? Man, I'm thinking the person, whoever is feeling like everything about you is just irresistible, I think they're going to trigger you. I think they're going to very intensely trigger you to become aware of different behaviors, different ways in which you see yourself in such a distorted manner. I think a lot of what's going to happen is going to come out of left field. It's going to come out of left field. I think for most of us, we are largely unaware of the actual process that we're in. And the actual process that you're in is such a profound process. It like reaches down to your core. Your hard work is paying off. You've been working hard, but it's not paying off because you've been working on the wrong things. For those that message applies to. When I say the wrong things, it's like you're applying your effort into what you believe to be the most important thing. But if you're still living in a way where your perception is totally projected out, externalized, you're going to put your effort in the wrong thing. An example, your effort is very externalized. You want love, you want acceptance, you want to feel um, cherished, right? Because who doesn't? Um, so then you're going to be like, well, I'm going to make that person love me and cherish me and want me. And now all your focus is on them, modifying their behavior, modifying their perceptions, going out of your way to make that happen. I used to do that. Oh my God. I used to do that. Don't get me started on my own fuck shit. I swear to God, I could just soft slap myself. Just a soft slap. I'm saying, fuck. Looking back at that, I get so irritated with myself. I get so fucking triggered that I used to do this thing where it's like, I wouldn't do it in romantic relationships. And I've been married for more than half my life at this point. So it's not that I would do it with everyone else. With everyone else. God damn it. Oh my God. Let me. That one didn't even make contact. Because I love myself now. I don't want to actually hurt myself. So, what I used to do, and I think many of you guys will be able to relate to this, I was emotionally manipulative. Oh, damn. That just fucking came out. No, it was. It's emotional manipulation. It's emotional manipulation when you do all of these really, really good things, lovely things for other people with an expectation that they have to mirror that loveliness and do that for you. So you're not actually doing good things for other people. What you're doing is like, hey, I'm going to do this for you. You need to pay attention because I want you to do this for me. Emotional manipulations. That's what it is. I came to a realization that's fucking emotionally manipulative. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Or you martyr yourself. You martyr yourself because then people will see you in the way you want them to see you. Like, oh my God, you're such a good person. No, that's emotional manipulation. Oh, and the worst, oh my God, this came from such a space of insecurity within me. And I know quite a few of you can relate to this. For all of us who are the people pleasers and the givers, oh my God. I used to excessively give and excessively do because that was my way of prepaying for my space in your life. And there was some part of me that rationalized that if I did that enough, you would become dependent on me. And the moment you become dependent on me, you can no longer abandon and reject me. So I will overdo, overgive, be overly available, overly loving because, God damn it, you can't just throw me away. Except in creating that type of dynamic, it absolutely fuels entitlement. And then suddenly you're bitter. Suddenly you're pissed because you do for everyone else and nobody does for you. No, honey. No, I can't let you keep thinking that. You created that toxic dynamic. You intentionally created that so that they need you to do, they want you to do. And then as soon as you got them hooked like that, now you're pissed. Now you're feeling unappreciated. Now they are entitled. Now all of this work that you put into creating this dynamic, it's biting you in your ass. And boy, oh boy, maybe that's why I don't have an ass. I did this so many times. Thank you for sharing that, Naeem. That's such a powerful thing, especially as a man, to be able to experience vulnerability in such a public manner, sharing of that, those realizations, right? Naeem says, I'm doing all this, but I'm not getting what I'm giving. You know what I learned? You do and you love because you love. And the moment you begin to do and love in such a way where you are now like, well, when am I going to get? That wasn't love. I had to learn to no longer invest in people hoping that they would do the same to me because that wasn't love. That was being done in a transactional manner. That's not irresistible. That's fucking ugly. I had to tell myself this, what you're doing is ugly. Girlfriend, stop doing that shit. That's why you feel ugly inside. You're doing ugly shit. So, what was my solution? How did I manage to gracefully exit out of that cycle? Because it was like perpetual cycle over and over and over and over and over. How did I get out of that cycle? I realized the things I was doing for other people, I really should have been doing for me. I really should have been doing it for me. So that way, when I do for others, I'm just doing for you because I love you. You don't got to do anything back. You don't have to. It's not necessary. There's no spreadsheet that's tallying up all the times I did X, Y, and Z for you, and now you're still short 7 or 8 times for X, Y, and Z. You still need to do 7 or 8 times because I did it for you. How many? Like, no, no. Now I do for me what I need, right? I do for me what I need. There was this thing before where Sometimes I would get in this like really funky mindset, funky process, and I would get very flustered because it's like, um, why isn't my husband hugging me right now? Like, clearly I need a hug. All of this is internal. The whole thing that's happening, it's in my head, in my heart. I'm feeling it. And I'm very good at hiding what I'm feeling. And I'm kind of just looking at him like, why are you just fucking enjoying your life? Why are you there just like enjoying whatever it is you're watching rather than hugging me? Like, what the fuck is this about? Like, you must not actually love me. Okay, calm down, ho. I'm serious. I had to be like, calm down, ho. Don't be projecting your shit out onto this poor man who is just living his life. Anytime I've asked my husband for a hug, he's very quick to stop what he is doing and hug me. He is very quick. It's not because he is emotionally stunted. It's not because, oh, men just don't know. No, it's not because any of that. You know what was even more powerful than me finding my voice to ask for my need to be met because I'm going through something internally? You know what was even more powerful than that? Rather than sitting there sulking and asking him to come and hug me, I've learned to just like stop what I'm doing and go up to him and hug him. And when I hug him, he hugs me back immediately. It's automatic. He hugs me back. So those dynamics have died out. Those very toxic, very manipulative, very much deeply rooted in my own insecurities that were not created by my husband. I tell you that much. They were not created by him. That shit's been there since I was a little ass kid. You see, I think part of what is very not irresistible is when we punish others who were not even present when those insecurities were created, when the wounds were sustained. And then we punish them for the fact that we are wounded and it's now their job to fix it. That's not irresistible. That's ugly. That's absolutely ugly. And if you're feeling ugly, there's no reason to remain feeling ugly. You can do what you need to do. You can flow. You can allow things to unfold. You can begin to recognize the different behavioral patterns. And when you do that and you acknowledge the insecurities, begin to address the insecurities, oh, you then go right back to being ridiculously irresistible, right? You go right back to going ridiculously irresistible. To who? I don't know. I don't know. There's no names being brought out in the cards. I don't know, right? And then, of course, you'll have social media trying to convince you that, you are a whole being and um people need to accept you as you are. No, the fuck they don't. No, they don't. You're responsible for your behaviors. And part of being responsible for your behaviors is accepting certain behaviors when other people witness it. It's going to turn them off and turn them away. A couple of days back, maybe a week back, I'm not sure how long ago, it was a very recent live stream. I got very much agitated by a straight up demonic fucking energy trying to touch community members. Oh, fuck yeah. I got real like, ugh. I'm gonna fuck your ass up, right? Yeah, no, I feel like it was appropriate. I feel like it was an appropriate response. But also, a lot of people were very much like, whoa, what the? She's scary. What is going on here? But that's okay. I own what I did. I own what I did. Absolutely. I'm not proud of it. I'm not celebrating it. It felt appropriate at the time. I stand by that decision. I stand by that decision. No, fuck that. You're not going to come into my sacred space, start trying to access community members. and think I'm going to be all good with it and hide it. Now, fuck you. I don't give a shit. And if people are turned off and go away because of that, that's okay. I accept that. I accept that. If you can't see that my response was out of my love and consideration, that's okay. I absolutely respect that. If people saw that as like, holy shit, she is dark and wicked, and it was dark. It was dark. It was dark. It wasn't savory. If you're sensitive to energy and you felt me go to that space of energy within myself, that shit felt very like, what the hell is going on here? I don't want no part of this. I respect that. I own what I did, right? So, do you go into that dark space and start acting like that because your wounds are they're being triggered? And so now you're like, I got to grab on tighter. I got to lash out. I got to throw them out before they throw me out. That's not irresistible. Address those wounds. Recognize the parts of you that hurt and allow yourself to recognize other people who are in your life. It's not their job to fix that. It is not their job to tolerate that. I've been very, very blessed because I have a husband who is very tolerant of me and what I call my fuck shit. Uh-huh. Um, but even he has his limits. He typically does not ever say no to me for anything. I get away with murder. I do. I do. But I no, the moment I sense he's just not pleased, I'm like, I'll stop. I'll stop. I'll stop. I will stop. I'm gonna stop. Right? Right. Because now I'm holding myself to a degree of accountability where I know whatever my behavior that he's just really like, okay, you're pushing the boundaries. That has to do with an internal circumstance. It's not external. That's not someone else doing it. Even if someone is triggering me, it is my choice whether I'm going to allow myself to react in that way or not, to be affected in that way or not. Right? Right. Emotions are running high right now. And I think a lot of what's happening, I think part of the main message here is that someone finds you very, very irresistible. But for some, I think you might be in a very intense process, right? Like very, very intense. And they're not finding that irresistible. They're kind of like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want second helpings on what the fuck is going on. I'm good off that. No, thanks. No, thanks. Um, So you might find that some people are kind of staying away a little bit. That's okay. Work through what you need to work through. And if it's something that's meant to be a part of your life, it will circle back around. Sometimes the timing isn't right. What is this reading about? Hold on. This better not be. God damn it. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves us. Let us pray together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Like, just, okay, I'll stop. Michael said stop. This is a setup. Hold on. I want to see all the cards. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus washed. So, whatever was misaligned due to the timing, it'll circle back around. It'll circle back around. Okay. Man, it's going to circle back around. Conclusions are within reach. Uh-huh. Conclusions are within reach. Baby cakes, wake up. Baby cakes. Am I misunderstanding this reading? Yes. Am I freaking out for no reason? Yes. Stop swinging so fast. Baby cakes. Give me a question to ask baby cakes. Is everything about us irresistible? No. How rude. Baby cakes. Baby cakes, is someone watching you? But is someone watching? Michael goes, "What are you so bent out of shape about?" I don't know. I just suddenly felt super bent out of shape. I did. I don't even know what I'm bent out of shape about. Baby cakes. So, for those that this reading applies to, is the cross watcher currently watching them? Yes. Um is the not so irresistible parts of whoever this reading is for, is that going to push the cross watcher away completely? No. No. It's not going to push them away completely. Oh, thank you for the reminder, Lindsay. You guys, on the 11th, I'm going to be going live for the 11/11 portal fire ceremony. If what? Hold on. What's going on here? Did that QR code fail? Okay. If you would like to see what I have available, go check it out. I'm going to go ahead and pin the comment. Okay. Oh, darn it. There was already a comment pinned. My bad. My bad. um yeah, you could go check it out. There's a whole bunch of things that I have offered. It's going to be a potent one. It's going to like all of this craziness that's happening. There's a lot of twin flame um expedites that are available for those who I don't know. um Baby cakes. Is the cross watcher completely turned off by the behaviors? No. Is a cross watcher internalizing what they're witnessing from you? Yes. Is a cross watcher feeling somewhat responsible for the disharmony that you're feeling? Yes. Is the cross watcher, for those that this message applies to, is the cross watcher someone that needs to be a part of their life? Yes. Does it need to be romantic? No. So, whatever it is that you're going through, for those who are very deeply resonating with this is a very massive growth cycle that you're in. It's one that's challenging you. It's one that's causing you to kind of behave. Um, almost like out of character, but not, because these are parts of you that you just are very ashamed. Um, you're very ashamed that other people will see this, but it's a part of you. It's a part of you. It's just not a part of you that you allow to be seen. And I think, wow. Okay, hold on. Let me ask. Um, baby cakes, is a cross watcher not turned off because part of your freak out, a part of their freak out, or the person's freak out makes the cross watcher feel as though like you really, really love them? Yes. This is some sick game you guys are playing with each other. It is. Y'all are making my eyelashes itch. I don't even have fake lashes on. You're making my lash line itch. So, is a cross ooh, damn, baby cakes, don't be like that. Don't be aggressive. Is the cross watcher capable of walking away from you? Oh shit. The intrigue. Yes, they're capable of walking away from you. Baby cakes. If this cross watcher is capable of walking away from the person, are they choosing to stay? Yes. Are they drawn to the person's energy? Yes. Do they understand why they are drawn? No. Are they just as confused as you? Yes. Ooh, what in the Twilight Saga is going on? Is this is this like Edward and Bella? Yes. Oh, it's like a tragic love story. You guys, who is this about? Give me the details. I wanna know. I wanna know. Do you know who this is about? Are you for those who are resonating, I mean, is this someone that you want in your life? Is this like a romantic interest? Are you like romantically interested in this person? Ooh, the intrigue of it all. Confidence is your key to success. So I'm thinking that they're very unsure of how to approach this, very unsure of what to do. I think if you keep freaking out, they're going to be like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. I think they haven't reached that point. I don't know who I'm reading for at this point. I don't know who I'm reading for at this point, but I think for whoever this is, right? I don't know if I'm reading for am I reading for a cross watcher? Am I reading for you? I don't know. But whoever this is, they haven't reached the point of like, F it, this is too much. This is crazy. You're crazy. This whole thing is just needs to stop. No, I think they're at a point where it's like, all right, you know what? I don't really know what's happening, but I'm really like just uncomfortable with all of this. And I need to just kind of like, well, what the hell's happening? But I don't want to walk away yet. They don't want to walk away from you yet. Right? Because look, nothing is set in stone yet. It's a time for healing. You need to really, if this is someone you really want in your life, whether as a friend or as a romantic partner, whatever it is, you really need to start addressing whatever those wounds are. It is not okay to be bleeding all over people who were never even there when you were first cut. Like, no, 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 no. Hell, motherfucking no. Hell no. No, don't do that. Heal. If you Michael's laughing. Not heal like sit by me. See, ooh. I think for some of you, you got the message of heal from soul, like it's time to heal. But that instead of receiving it in that way, you were like, oh, like heal. You better sit here beside me. Ooh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Mm, that is not gonna work. Um, hold on. Okay. Wait, let me just find new moon in Sagittarius. Page number 58. Okay. Let's see what the message is. Luck is on your side. Whatever's coming your way, it looks set to put a smile on your face. The new moon in Sagittarius can mark the restart of fun after a period of feeling low. The energy is adventurous and even willing to take a few risks, but be careful you don't bet the farm on something here, as the wheel of fortune is still spinning. This card is about exploring life metaphorically by exchanging big ideas with others or just thinking about your own philosophies. Perhaps it's time to change your mind about something important. It can also signal that a trip away is coming up if that's something you're working to achieve. But the overall message of this card is that whatever happens next will be some sort of gift, even if that simply means widening your view of the world. So, okay. You got to not be narrow minded. You got to count your blessings. Okay. I think if you're going to enter into a space of density and stay there, you're going to lose everything that's being presented to you by soul. And that's going to be your choice. No, you don't deserve pity over that. That's a choice that was made. Absolutely. That's a choice that was made. So it is what it is. If you want whatever this is to pan out, I don't know if it's a work thing, relationship thing, or I don't know. I don't know. Um, you need to take this in stride. You need to just, dare I say it? You need to just chill the fuck out. Just a little, just a little bit. Not a little bit, a little bit. Whatever this is carries so much importance. And it's like, you're going to learn one way or another, first and foremost. You're either going to learn by the absence of the blessing, and that's going to be a really painful way to learn. You're going to kick yourself in the butt over it. Um, or you're going to choose to learn it, create the shifts, and receive the blessing. Because in creating those shifts are going to create space. And in creating that space, there's room for it to enter and stay. A win-win outcome is forecast. Yeah, no, if you're going to be stubborn, if you're going to sit there and assume that your perception is the accurate one, and no, you're going to screw yourself. And again, that's a choice. That's a choice. Make your choice very, very carefully. Because right now someone is still intrigued. They're still intrigued. They're still curious. Um, I mean, they've seen a few things that have turned them off and have caused them to reconsider pursuing whatever it was that was being pursued, whether it was some type of work opportunity together or if it was like they were actively trying to pursue you in a romantic way. Um I was going to say something has happened. Michael says, "No, you have to be completely honest." Okay. He says you have to word it in the most honest, most clarifying way possible. Okay. You did something because you freaked out. You did something in a moment of freak out to try and force something that blew up in your face. Put the fucking bombs away, dude. Put them away. There's no like boof. Now you're gonna no, like all you're doing is destroying opportunities. Put the bombs away. Put the love bomb away, put the truth bomb away, put all the bombs away. Put them away. They have no place in this circumstance. None. None. No place in this circumstance. So, whatever it is that you're going through, it's helping you to see more about yourself and the way your behavior causes hardship for you. And I think part of what this person is here for, because they have these components pertaining to you that you need, so you can get a better idea of how you are and who you are. I think what this is going to teach you is either how to see your behaviors for what they are, and that's most likely going to end up with you missing out on this opportunity or this connection. Um, if you're going to hold steadfast, if you're going to be very, very stubborn about what you need to change about yourself, um, you're going to miss out. And that's just that. They will still, whoever this is for you, will still um, have some type of draw towards you, but they're never going to reach out again. They're not going to do that. They're not going to put themselves out there like that, simply because it's like you already showed them, like, no, I'm not going to keep touching the stove, burning my hand, right? Oh, are you hot headed? Is that what it is? You're hot headed. Yeah. Fire can destroy as easily as it sustains life. It's all in the way the fire is kept, all in the way the fire is handled. Are you dealing with a fire sign? Is this someone who has fire in their chart? Uh, I'm wondering, like, what are the fire signs? Hold on. Oh, it's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Hmm, okay. Hmm. Gets all hot and steamy. Are you a water sign? Is that what it is? Huh. I think for some of you, you're very hot and steamy. So if you're dealing with a fire sign, it's something that is compatible. But if you keep existing from a space of limited existence, limited scope, limited potential, because you're afraid of how to handle yourself, you're afraid of loss, you won't gain anything in life without taking some type of risk. You just won't. You won't. And it's this thing of, like, if you're so afraid of taking the risk because, oh, you've taken risks before. Well, those risks that you've taken before, were they for people that were worth it? Because, I mean, come on now. If you took risks for people who were just like POS, of course, that was stupid. Like, why would you do that? Why would you take a risk on that? And then you come across someone who's not a POS. You come across someone who's basically everything you're looking for, right? Oh, and now you're like, oh, but I've already put myself out there so much. That makes no sense to me. It just doesn't. I don't understand stuff like that. Like, I've had people over the years be like, "Oh my god, Emmy, can you help me? I have this energetic circumstance. It's so horrible and this and that." And they tell me all about it, and they're like, they end that convo with, "Yeah, oh my gosh, I paid someone like $3,000, and look what they did to me. And I know you can fix me, Emmy, but I don't have a budget for this." I'm sorry. You were willing to part with $3,000, handing that over to someone who just fucked you over. And you believe wholeheartedly that I can fix all of this, but now you don't believe you need to have a budget of like $200 to fix it. I'm not playing that game. No. No. No, 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 no. That's not how that shit works. When you keep investing in people who are absolutely toxic to you, and then someone comes along and they are, I feel like there's certain tiers of people, humans, right? Some humans carry within them this innate divinity that really, like, I just sense it off of them. There's nothing about them that is casual. Like, for me, if I really allow you to get to know me, there's nothing about me that is casual. Everything is very meticulous. Everything is very just like, breathe, inhale the truth, apply this truth, create opportunities for empowerment, healthy empowerment. Like, I'm intense. I'm very intense. And I found that people who are like this, I categorize them as sacred women and men, sacred women, sacred men, that they are the ones who, when you interact with them for any length of time, um, they gift to you a ripened understanding of yourself, whether it be in a positive way or a more painful way. You're going to learn something with them, right? You're going to learn something with them. And so it becomes a very, very powerful exchange. But if you're going to have this mindset of, well, I've already this and that for people who were not even worth it. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's a choice, though. That's a choice. You are willing to put all your time, your energy, your effort into something that's a waste. Okay. So that now you know what your problem is. That's what you need to address. And there will be some people who will externalize that and be like, well, no, they need to invest in me. No, the fuck they don't. Let's make an analogy, okay? You're a financial advisor. Your entire portfolio, your track record shows that you have lost all of your clients' money. Am I going to have you invest my money? No, the fuck I'm not. No, I'm not. Absolutely not. You're an energy worker. And I'm seeing all of these different things that people are saying, their experiences with you. And it's nothing but just horrible experiences. Am I going to book a session with you? Absolutely not. You're an energy worker. Your prices are like, I can't easily afford that. But damn, all of these people are saying all of these things, like how, wow, this was the best investment in myself. Wow, you helped me to heal myself. Wow, all of these symptoms that the doctors couldn't help me with, they were all gone after I worked with you. I'm gonna fucking find a way to invest in you. If I gotta save for weeks on end, months on end, I'm doing it. I'm doing it because you know what? This is quality. This is what I need. This is what will help me to heal myself. Now apply that to your social connections. You want someone to invest in you and you don't know how to invest in yourself? Not going to work. They can still find you irresistible and stay far clear away from you. Whoever this is for you, they can find you irresistible and steer far clear of you. Absolutely. They can. And I think for some of you, you're beginning to see like Not that it's your fault, but everything stems from you, from your decisions. The way you feel about yourself and your life, it stems from what you have experienced based on what you have decided for yourself. What have you decided for yourself? Once upon a time, I used to distrust and dislike other women. That's a fucked up thing to say, but that was the reality of what I was living because of my distorted perception. All right. And so I kept placing myself in environments full of toxic fucking women. And all that did was further reiterate to me, like, no, yeah, all women are toxic. That's why you have no girlfriends. It was when I chose to take a risk and invest in myself, like, okay, I can hold my own. Like, I can hold my own in a space full of guys. I can absolutely hold my own in a space full of women. When someone shows me they're toxic, then I'll cut them off. No, I'm not going to just blindly trust. I will observe. I will observe. And that period, God, it was fucking crazy period. Oh my God. It was a crazy period, but I held my space. I absolutely held my space. And you know what resulted from that? My two best friends. The most amazing women I've ever come across. I cannot imagine my life without them. They're amazing. There's never been any competition. There's never been any comparison, just a celebration of each other, supporting each other, um, knowing when to reach out and be like, hey, you need to come and vent if shit's happening. You can't just keep it all inside. It's so fucking beautiful. It is so beautiful. And these two ladies helped me to see, you know what? No, women are not toxic. Toxic women are toxic. Yeah. I have no business being around those kind of people. I just don't. I have no business being around toxic people, period. They affect me. They mutate my personality. It makes me ugly. I don't want to be around that. I don't want to be ugly like that. So I learned to take accountability for myself. If an environment causes you to behave in a way that is ugly to you, then don't be in that environment. If there are specific people who bring out the best in you, the beauty in you, they help you to begin seeing with clarity how you are, who you are, what needs to be healed. Not because they're telling you, but because they're holding such a safe space for you that now you feel safe enough to begin looking at yourself. That's sacred. Those are sacred people. They are sacred to you. That needs to be protected from your insecurities. What does that mean? I have insecurities sometimes. It's very rare these days, like very, very rare. It's actually been quite a long time. But one of those insecurities is that, oh, people are just going to use me. No, the people that I allow to think it's okay to use me will absolutely use me. If they're a user and I allow them to think, yeah, absolutely, they will. But not everyone is just out to use you. No. And my BFFs, they've never used me. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. When there's been times where I've given and, whatever it was that I offered, there have been times where each of them has taken the time to be like, you don't have to do that, right? Like, you could just be our friend, right? You don't got to do all that. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm doing that again, aren't I? Okay. Well, just fucking take it. Take whatever I'm offering, and I'm going to recalibrate myself. Just take whatever I have already offered. It's all good. Thank you for pointing it out. That's something I definitely need to work on. I need to focus some time and energy on that and recalibrate that. Right? Those type of people are sacred. They are sacred. You protect them from your insecurities. You never allow your insecurities to taint that type of connection. Everything about you is irresistible. Whoever this is, I'm feeling for those this message is resonating with, these are some sacred people for you. And sacred people are not always people who will forever be around. Sometimes sacred people are just people who will be in your life for a short period so that they could serve as the impetus for your growth, right? Nothing is yet set in stone. Nothing is yet set in stone. This can go either way. This is someone who has a very deep affinity for you. But again, it can go either way. It depends on how you choose to move through this. If you're going to move in a trauma-based way, you're going to sabotage it. You are. I've never felt more sure of something in my life. You're going to sabotage it. You're going to kick yourself in the butt. And that's a choice you made. That's just that. That's just that. Right? Gratitude. Find things to feel grateful for. Find things in your life right now to feel grateful for. Because if you have your mindset just completely in the negatives, completely in this space of like all of the things that are going wrong, that's all you're going to have is things going wrong, because you're going to keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. And in that, you're going to be so preoccupied with waiting for negative things. All you're going to notice is negative things. All you will notice is the negativity in life. That's up to you. That's really up to you. I think for some, you're not aware that you do this. Well, this reading is hopefully going to make you aware so that you can begin different cycles. You can begin choosing different behaviors that lead to other types of cycles that are more in alignment with what you actually want. A new chapter is being allowed to start. In that new chapter that's being allowed to start, you're going to experience your strength. You're going to begin tapping into your shadow self. And you're going to go deep, deep, deep into the parts of you that you've been largely afraid to connect with. Right? So all of that tends to be very difficult. But again, if you choose to go through this and be present and really allow yourself to open your eyes to what should and should not be allowed, and what you're doing about it, I think you're going to see that it's going to pan out beautifully for you. Okay. So mirrored souls, but it came in reverse. And I think part of the reason that it came in reverse has a lot to do with the fact that although whoever this is for you is a very beautiful match, a match for your learning style, maybe a match for your romantic style, I'm not sure. It's upside down because you're behaving in a very upside down manner for whoever needs to hear that. And if, yeah, it seems like they're very aware. Like they're looking straight at you. It seems like they're very, very aware. And in that awareness, you're unaware. There's a heart-based connection. This is someone who is just really, they're very smitten over you. For those who are receiving this in a romantic capacity, they're just very, very, very smitten with you. Except this is someone who is in the process of becoming empowered. They're stepping into their sovereignty. So they're not going to put up with any of that, like toxicity, distortion, codependency, even. I think for some, the large issue The largest parts of the issue is that um, there's a codependency that's happening, and strong people don't like codependency. Strong people feel suffocated by that. Step into my new position with confidence, regardless of the lack of college educated degree, inspire me to stand in my truth. Oh, I love that, Shimon Renee. I love that. I love that. You can be highly intelligent and very deeply capable, even without a college degree. Um, there are some job opportunities that do require specific college degrees. Did you know that for some companies, even if you don't have the college degree, if you have the life experience and you can um, present it to them, to the hiring manager or team, uh, they can go ahead and receive your life experience in lieu of that college degree. Did you know that? um, I've found quite a few different programs that, based on my life experiences, they could give me an honorary degree from their institution because I can show beyond the shadow of a doubt my mastery of the concepts that, people take years to learn and master in college, but I've done that with life experience. Um, you know, it's It's a very good thing to really just understand that you don't have to limit yourself, right? So everything about you is irresistible. If you're looking at it from a business standpoint, I mean, if you know how to sell yourself, if you know how to present your strengths as strengths and be able to communicate in a very effective, very powerful manner, what an asset you would be to the company. I mean, there's no limits. I don't think there are. I don't think there are. Okay. So, alliance. I think what this card is communicating is that for some of us, we thought that we were forming an alliance with a person because, oh, we're both wounded in the same way. Okay. That sounds like a trauma bond. That sounds like a trauma bond. So, if you're interested in a toxic connection, then yeah, that will absolutely work until it doesn't work, which it will dump you right back into square one. For those who are working through their traumas, they're not interested in developing a trauma bond. What they're interested in is acknowledging their own traumas, working on those traumas, maybe commingling with you as they continue the process of working on their traumas. And I would assume their expectation of you is to work on your own traumas separately, but together, meaning you each work on your traumas concurrently and hold a shared space where you can come and talk, have these sacred conversations about what you're realizing about yourself and your journey, and the ways in which you're growing, and all of that. That's a very beautiful thing. One of my most favorite things is when um my husband and I, we've each had our own traumas in life before we found each other, where we will talk about the things that have traumatized us. And we've been together for so long, right? We'll talk about the things that have traumatized us in the past and how now, from this place, this space that we exist in, separately and together, um, it's this thing of like, this is what I'm realizing. And it's like, I love that. I love those types of conversations where we can just talk openly, you know? The attempts that have been had over the past, I don't know, couple months. Um, I think for some, you've been in this process for a few months now. They haven't been very efficient. And that's probably because you're trying to do all of this, like put all this effort in without, let me rephrase this. What you're doing is you are placing so much effort and emphasis on doing things that are not the priority, right? So, for example, If you needed to prepare for an event, you're an event coordinator and you're preparing a venue for an event. Um, the floor is dirty from the previous party. It's windy. So you're like, okay, that needs to be cleaned up, right? Um, but it's windy and trash has not been tossed out. So every time you sweep up confetti from the previous party, more confetti gets blown everywhere. Okay, how about this? How about you designate someone to take out the trash? Another person can be designated to begin setting up tables. Another person can be designated to begin, um, I don't know, the display, whatever it is that you're needing to do. Some people can be designated to begin the floral arrangements. Nothing delicate, things that can withstand whatever degree of wind you guys are experiencing. Right? Are you just going to keep sweeping? You're putting a lot of effort into it. 3 hours later, you still haven't set anything up. Whatever is being done, it's very inefficient. You're dancing around the actual issue. You're dancing around the foundation of what soul is trying to create for you. And I think what soul is trying to create for pretty much everyone is a deepened understanding of the person you've become and whether or not you like that, whether or not you want to adjust a few things, or whether or not things need to be adjusted, you know? Balance. There's a balance that's going to take place. I think for some of you, you're understanding and taking accountability for what this reading is trying to tell you, right? If you can do that, if you can take accountability for your behaviors and the ways in which your mindset, your behaviors have sabotaged a lot of your effort recently, or maybe not so recently. For some, this might be something you've been doing for years. I'm not sure. Um, then balance can be reestablished, but it's going to take you needing to be honest with yourself. There's no more opportunity to project and blame other people and feel like it's other people who are not giving you the opportunity, the chance, and investing in you, and whatever else. People need to do what's best for them. No one is obligated to do anything for you. No handouts for you. No additional patience or understanding. No one is obligated to do any of that. Just like you're not obligated to. And if you think like, but I'm good to everybody, no one asked you to be good to everybody. You chose to do that. And if you chose to do that, well, why did you choose to do that? Because it felt right? Okay, so then you don't need to expect that from other people. It would be nice, but no, that doesn't mean other people are not obligated to do that for you. That's a transactional connection. You want something sacred? Sacred things cannot be transactional. They just cannot. You can run in circles about it. You absolutely can. That's your prerogative. But again, um, that's why your soul says you're not being efficient. You're wasting your time running in circles trying to find someone to blame. You are an Ouroboros. What's the significance of that? Well, first off, the Ouroboros is a snake chasing its own tail. It's eating itself, right? Circles. It's running in circles. It's eating itself. Yeah, I mean, are you speaking to yourself with a forked tongue? Half is truth, half is the bullshit you've told yourself over a lifetime? Is that what's happening? Are you being a snake to yourself? You shouldn't do that. You deserve better than that. Be honest with yourself. And once you're honest with yourself, and that doesn't mean attacking yourself, make that clear. Being honest with yourself is about recognizing the ways in which there are those who find you irresistible, but you keep pushing everything away. You keep sabotaging things, right? You put effort in things that you don't need to put effort on. And then you feel robbed, you feel cheated. Well, you got to be more efficient with the way you use your energy. Use it for the things that are important to you, the things that are important for your growth. Ready but waiting. Are you not ready to do this work? It's okay if you say no. It's okay if you're honest and like, no, I'm hurting too much right now. Okay. That's okay. That's a part of your process. I'm absolutely serious. It's okay. You don't have to rush through this. As a matter of fact, if you're trying to rush through this, it's another form of avoidance. You don't want to actually fix it. You just want to do the bare minimum so that it's passable, so that you can get through it as quickly as possible, foregoing what's needing to be learned, right? It's the perception. Perception is upside down. This could be a very powerful, very beautiful, very much like a wish fulfillment period for you, but not if you're going to do that. I think right now, for a lot of us, what we are going through is a massive shakeup to help us see all the different potentialities that we are willingly foregoing just because we're afraid of allowing ourselves to change, allowing ourselves to see ourselves differently, allowing ourselves to become so empowered that we can be honest with the way our behavior has produced results that we didn't want. I mean, you can't change those things anymore. There's no point in beating yourself up. But there is a point in seeing the causation and effect aspect of it. When I chose this type of behavior, it led to this type of outcome. Did I like that? No. So I shouldn't do that again. Right? So I shouldn't do that again. I should allow myself to explore the different options. All right. Card 1 or 2, because I didn't eat before the live and I'm now hungry finally. Card 1 or 2, pick. You pick. #1, #2. Oh, let's do a Kuan Yin card because I want softness right now. I want to feel softness. I want to feel like I'm being softly spoken to. Mm. Ow. Okay. So 1 or 2. All right. Here goes. We're going to start with card number 1. First, let me shuffle. All right. Okay. We're going to do card number 1. Ooh. And then we're going to do card number 2. What number were we starting with? Because we're going to start with 2. So I'm going to put that on the screen because we all know how that played out yesterday. Okay. So we are doing card people who picked hashtag number 2 first. Okay. Card number 30. Here goes. This is for those who chose number 2. All right. Spin the silken thread divine. In creating precious silks, there is a sorting process, sifting out that which is broken to find that which is precious and pure. You are commencing a new cycle, beloved, and it's time to allow for that which is more precious and pure, that which you wish to take with you into the future, to continue and to release that which does not align with your true heart. Sometimes we need to help ourselves access a new cycle by releasing vows from this or other lifetimes, releasing old emotional patterns, and calling in wisdom and talents from past lifetimes. You are guided to accept this healing now. So that's beautiful. I love that. I love that. Are you going to accept what you're guided to do? Are you going to accept this opportunity? Right? Your past is calling to you. It's calling to be cleared, to be released, and for the beauty and power of the past to be claimed in the present moment, woven together like precious, rare silk. All the experiences, mistakes, adventures, and successes of your past in this and other lifetimes have given your soul plenty of material from which to draw its wisdom. Like fine silken threads being woven into a beautiful fabric, it has had to grow in awareness, light, capacity, and love in order to be where it is now. You're being guided by Kuan Yin now to realize that your past is nothing to be ashamed of. Even the worst mistakes that you may have judged yourself or others for have been opportunities to really grow in love. The precious silk could not be formed without the rough layers of the cocoon within which the pure thread is spun by the silkworm. So, too, have you been able to weave something truly beautiful within the experiences of your life, even those which you no longer need to carry with you as memories or scars? And if you think about it, the fact that it's talking about silk and silk comes from silkworms, they cocoon themselves with this thread. The outside exposed to air becoming hard. It's a hardened shell. Hmm. Hmm. Is silk also, hold on. I'm being given a bit of an analogy. Let's see. Ooh. Oh my god. Okay. So silk is made from the spit of the worm. It's from their mouth. Wow. 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 So do you realize part of the reason you've been in your cocoon is because you needed to go through this process? You needed the silk in order to weave your royal robe. And what is this silk made out of? All the words you didn't have the courage to speak, all the conversations that you've held deep inside you. This cocoon is very much representative of the ways in which the words you should have said to others, you've wrapped them around you and you've obsessed and obsessed and obsessed and obsessed and obsessed about all of these things that have been left unsaid. Wrapping it around yourself, cocooning yourself, using these internalized thoughts as a way to separate yourself from your environment, to protect you from being hurt by more conversations that you know you need to have, but you can't find the courage to do so. Wow. Wow. Spin the silken thread divine. You're being guided by Kuan Yin now to realize that your past is nothing to be ashamed of. Even the worst mistakes that you may have judged yourself or others for have been opportunities to really grow in love. The precious silk could not be formed without the rough layers of the cocoon within which the pure thread is spun by the silkworm. So, too, have you been able to weave something truly beautiful within the experiences of your life, even those which you no longer need to carry with you as memories or scars? Like, there comes a time to extract the pure thread and cast aside that which is unusable. The pure thread is the parts of the internalized conversations that have reached a space of balance where you're no longer exposing yourself to this fear of change, the hard outer shell. Those are the words that you didn't say that have become internalized and they've been dried out by your fear of winds of change. This is the process you're in. This is what you're going through. You are at a point, beloved, where you must choose to empty out old emotional baggage and take forward with you the gifts, skills, wisdom, and talents you have developed throughout many lifetimes so that you may move into the new cycle that's calling you forward. Sometimes that can feel very unfamiliar and cause us some anxiety as we go through life. Yet there is no need to be fearful of this process because as you release the old, a beautiful new patterning will be emerging from you, born of your past experiences, but not limited by them. Kuan Yin, mistress of spinning the spiritual silk, is with you, and the process can be filled with peace, joy, and love. You will feel lighter for this process and more able to be your divine self in all parts of your life. Ooh. Ooh, I'm cold. That energy is just so This whole time you thought you were efficiently hiding yourself, when in reality, all you were doing was constructing the cocoon that would house you as you go through the most profound metamorphosis, as you go from nothing but a worm to a full on butterfly or moth. What's the difference between a butterfly and a moth? Butterflies flit around during the day, moths flit around in the darkness, both extremely beautiful, both having had to go through the process of metamorphosis, forever changing into the next part, no longer being confined to an existence where you have to cling to things and have a fear of being dropped. As you become the next part and you grow those wings, you are now free to fly far and wide, sampling of different spaces, different consciousness, different perceptions. How beautiful of a gift that is you're giving yourself without even realizing that that's what you've been doing this whole time, constructing the gift that you are. Mhm. That is beautiful. So for those who chose #1, there you go. We're not going to do #1. Oops. Sorry. Hi, Lexi. All right. #1. Okay. And you can claim both if you want. I'm just saying. You can claim both if you want. Okay. Those who picked #1, card number 41, to the celestial mountain. There are times when divine energy is needed to help us achieve our spiritual goals. When you do not feel completely in control of your destiny, the divine is usually gifting you with an opportunity to reach for assistance and to invoke divine power, to call to the celestial mountains so that you might be gifted with a far superior outcome. Your permission to beings that love you unconditionally to offer you help is an expression of spiritual empowerment. You empower those forces to come to your aid and help you manifest your life purpose and destiny. So, for those who chose number 2, this has to do with the people who are helping you to co create the circumstance that is going to elevate your potentiality. You're being asked to empower the divine to help you, to call to the celestial mountain within your own heart, to reach out and allow the divine to assist your current life unfoldment. We live in a free will universe, and no matter how much you are loved, in fact, because you are so loved and respected, no being will intervene for you without your permission. Do not believe that asking for help means that you will grow weak or dependent and not grow spiritually. You are doing this to grow in your own mastery at a soul level, not to hand over your life and not take personal and spiritual responsibility for it anymore. Asking for spiritual assistance helps you grow in trust, wisdom, and understanding of the nature of the universe and how it operates. Learning to ask for help and receive divine assistance helps us learn the art of surrender so that we can merge with greater spiritual forces than our own individual selves. Something wonderful begins to happen. You will discover that your divine self is a powerful, living expression of the source of the universe. You have within you the power, love, and sustenance of the source of life itself. When we call to the celestial mountain, we are remembering that we are divine in our own heart. We gain power through this remembrance, and we can help others remember it too. So, the more you choose to spiritually empower the divine to assist you, the stronger and more conscious your relationship with beings of light becomes. And the more you begin to realize the similarities that exist between your own divine nature and these beings. In other words, in keeping good spiritual company, you begin to realize your true nature. Make sure that you empower those beings who genuinely love you unconditionally. When asking for help, always say 3 times, I call on those beings who love me unconditionally. Then say, I thank you for your clear guidance and assistance on this matter so that I may grow in my own spiritual mastery and peace, love, and joy of my own free will. So be it. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. Mm. Coming to this space of realization of how sacred your journey is. That in the hardship, you are cultivating your strength. And in the easy flow, you are cultivating your stillness, your clarity, your awareness of how important your peace is. They seem like they're opposing polarities, but they're not. They're one and the same, just positioned differently and therefore experienced differently. It's like when you get front row seats to a concert versus nosebleed seats. You still hear the beautiful songs. You're still there experiencing the same profound experience. You are still moved by the music in the same way, but you're sitting at different parts and seeing things a little bit differently. And what someone can't quite see because they're so close to the stage, you might be able to see because you're so far away and elevated. People might think, oh, front row seats are the best seats. I don't know. It depends. Do you thrive better seeing up close? Or is the experience more enjoyable if you can see everything? I don't know. Depends on you. It depends on you. So, all of these things that are happening, they can and they will grow you. Allow it to. Stop fighting your own process. Sometimes we have to go through an intense struggle, an intense internal circumstance, so that we can reach a point of realization of what it is we're actually doing, right? You guys saw me a couple live streams ago. I think it was like last week or something. Um, just kind of mid freak out. Mid freak out. Why? Well, I was having a realization of the gravity of what I'm trying to do with my fitness journey. And then I was also having a realization of how little I was applying myself in regards to the dietary portion of it, right? And it felt like everything was being stacked against me, and it felt unfair, and it felt ugly, and it felt this, and it felt that, and yada, yada, yada. And then it came out of my mouth that I just wanted to just give up, like, fuck it all. And I needed that release so I could further commit myself to what I've already committed myself to. I'm seeing this all the way through. I am seeing this all the way through. And guess what? I downloaded a completely free macro counter, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I've been tracking all my macros, and I've been seeing I'm getting sufficient amounts of protein. I am also able to track that I am in a caloric deficit, a healthy amount of caloric deficit. So I don't have to worry about that. I've been working on my form. I've been accepting and receiving help that I was offered to work on the injury. And as that's been releasing, I've been witnessing very subtle, but still noticeable progression. My arms are more defined. My belly becoming a lot smaller. As a matter of fact, I'm down 3 pounds in 4 days. That was not intentional. It's probably a lot of bloat, water weight. And now I'm seeing this is really something I can do. I can do it. I've always been able to do it. I just didn't believe in myself for a short period. And you know what's the most amazing thing? Today, when I was done working out, so first, there was this older gentleman who was, uh, he was sitting partially reclined, doing dumbbell bench press. He's going like this on the bench. And he was like, and I happened to look over. I was like, keep pushing, keep pushing. I don't know why. I was all up in his mix, like, keep pushing. You got it. You got it. Yeah. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm totally being obtrusive. So I stopped. And then he did one more. And I was like, fuck yeah, to myself. And he did it. And he got up to put his weights away and he's like, you fucking did it, yo. You did it. And he's like, yeah. And then I went back to working out. And then I finished working out and I was sitting in the front. And then I guess he had finished too and he was going to leave. And I was talking to my friend and he goes, hey, I was watching you work out. You have amazing form. And I was like, oh, what? Are you serious? And it wasn't that he just complimented me. He then went on to share that he's a retired bodybuilder and personal trainer. He used to train people. He used to compete and he used to train people. And I was like, oh. And it really was an amazing little gift. It was a couple of minute long conversation. It wasn't very long at all. It was only a couple of minutes long. I let him know I had injured something in my back. And I've been working so hard to make sure that I develop evenly, that my movements track evenly. He goes, your form is phenomenal. And I was just like, what? Yeah. So not only am I getting the confirmation from the macros app that I downloaded, I'm getting confirmation from someone that's been in the industry. I can do it. And I needed that low point to give me a very clear understanding of how high I'm willing to climb. I have to put effort. I have to apply myself. There will be periods where, as you are climbing, you want to stop. You're out of breath. It seems endless. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want the growth? How bad do you want to achieve what you have set out to achieve? Like, I've known some people, like a handful of people, who have gone ahead and they made it their goal. Like they heard me talking about this being a goal a couple of years back, but I gave up. And when they heard me talk about it, they made it their goal as well. They wanted to compete just for the sake of competing. And I don't know, I guess they did. And they didn't place, and they're okay with that. They just wanted to have the experience. That's beautiful. That's valid. They were still able to do what they set out to do, which is be up on that stage, right? They still set out to do that. That's not my goal. My goal is to stand on a stage and be the winner. My goal is to stand on a stage, be the winner, and get a pro card. That's my goal. Does that mean I'm better? No, it means I'm fucking intense and I'm driven. And so that goal is appropriate for me. But how bad do I want it? Because it's not going to be easier than the goal, the effort that needed to be put into simply being on stage. You apply that to your life, your journey. How bad do you want it? How driven are you? Have you ever allowed yourself to witness the intensity of your drive? Because if you've never witnessed it, you're like, well, I don't know that I'm driven. You don't know that you're not. You've never allowed yourself to witness it. You've never allowed yourself to consciously enter into a process that will show you exactly how driven you are capable of being. There's no one keeping tabs on me. There's no one that I'm answering to if I don't go to the gym. There is no one I'm answering to that's going to look at my macros app to see that I haven't eaten things I shouldn't eat, or that I have consumed enough. No one's keeping tabs on me. That don't matter. I'm keeping tabs on me. I think maybe it's time for you to do it for yourself. I'm not doing this to prove anything to anyone. At least not anyone outside of me. I've wanted to do this for quite some time and I just never invested in myself. I just never believed in myself enough. I never allowed my drive to be applied in this way. And now I am. And it's not if I do this. When I do this, I will then be armed with the proof that I need anytime I feel insecure, anytime I feel like I can't do it. I will have the proof that I need to prove to myself, yes, the fuck you can. That alone. That alone. I can't wait. I can't wait. Nor am I in a rush. This will unfold exactly as it needs to. It will unfold exactly as it needs to, whether I'm giving myself the opportunity to do it by June, or whether I'm giving myself the opportunity to choose to do it in October. It don't matter. It's happening. I'm speaking it into being. I am ensuring that I am going to do what I set out to do. Approach your life circumstance in that way. Approach it in that way. and see just how irresistible you become, not to others, but to yourself. You'll be able to see how fucking amazing you are. How absolutely amazing. These things that I've done, things that take people a very long time to do, and I'm able to do it very quickly. Once I decide, things happen quickly. Once I commit, it happens very, very quickly. Very quickly, right? You know how long it takes to start a nonprofit? For most people, I think it's somewhere between 18 months to 2 years, 18 to 24 months. It's how long people typically will take to start a nonprofit. 2 weeks. From the time I decided to do it, 24 hours. From that official start time, 2 weeks before I had all the papers in hand and it was officially formed. Yep. There is no limit as to what you can do. The only limit that exists is the limits you believe in. That's the only limits that exist. The ones that you believe in and hold yourself to. Yep. I went ahead and I filed a patent. That typically takes, again, 18 to 24 months. If you get approved the first time. Typically, people will not get approved the first time. What will happen is it will get rejected and then you have to appeal and you have to respond and it takes a long time, right? I did the patent by myself. I did it via LegalZoom. 4 weeks. I don't believe in limits. I don't believe that just because someone before me couldn't do it means I can't do it. Now, fuck that. They couldn't do it. They're not me. They're not me. I'm not even going to start comparing myself. They're not me. I'm not them. I have my own thing that I do. Take that mindset. Make it your own. I am not you. You are not me. My limits are not yours. Your limits are not mine. You are free to explore your life, your potential, your capacity as far as you'd like. I truly mean that. So let yourself. Let yourself. These 2 cards were beautiful. They're amazing. They're giving you everything you need to know. They're providing you, your soul team, they are providing you with the different connections that you need to begin really cultivating realizations that are necessary. Perfect. Cultivate those realizations. Allow yourself, allow yourself, allow yourself. Receive, receive, receive. And then do the damn thing. And that's all there is. You're either going to do it or you're not. That's all there is. And once you start, don't let anything stop you. Not even your insecurities, not even your fear. Don't let anything stop you. Okay? And when you're mature enough, when you develop more maturity, your soul will give you the confirmation that you need, the validation, the affirmation, however you want to view it. Right? I wasn't seeking anyone to validate me. Today, not only did I receive validation about properly working out so I don't further my injury, so that I can properly heal it with symmetry intact, I got confirmation from someone who competed and was a personal trainer. And he would train people for competitions. I'm going to harass him next time I see him at the gym. I was like, do you still train people? Hey, guys, no, I'm too old for that. I'm like, let me not be a pest. And whenever I see him at the gym, I'll be like, "Hey, you need a workout, buddy? You need a workout, buddy?" No, I'm not like that. But who knows? Who knows? I think whatever it is, I think I'll be able to get whatever support I need when I need it. Might not be that guy. Whatever support I need, I'm open to receiving it now. I wasn't before. Now I am. I'm open to receiving it. Open yourself to receiving. I got to get going, guys. Quick reminder. I do have the 11/11 fire ceremony happening. That's in 2 days. What's the day? That's tomorrow. That's in about 24 hours. Oh, go check it out. If you would like me to do some energetic work on you, you need a reading, a bio scan, whatever it is, go check it out. Click on the QR code or click on the link in the comments. That will take you to the same place. If you are needing some elevated expedites, this is the perfect time to do it. This is the perfect time to do it because these energies they're bang-a-langin'. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys again very, very soon.